Hillary Clinton was recently interviewed by Ellen DeGeneres on The Ellen Show, and in that interview, Ellen made an assertion that was so insane that it almost made my head pop off my body or just explode entirely. So I can't show you the video, unfortunately, due to copyright issues, but I will read you the said quote in question. So she says, "If I look at all the other candidates, someone who is for rights across the board, equal rights for women, equal rights for every ethnicity, equal rights for everyone, the only person I can look at is you." And Hillary's response was, "Thank you." Of course, Hillary Clinton is going to not correct her and be like, "No, we actually have other candidates in the field that are pro-equality." Of course, she's going to roll with it. That's completely rational for her to do it. But she's like, "Yeah, I'm the only candidate that's for equality. Yup, we'll say that." Now, the problem with Ellen's assertion is that there's just one small elephant in the room. And that elephant's name is Bernie Sanders. So Hillary Clinton, of course, is not the only candidate that is for equal rights. Now, if we go back in time, you'll see that when it comes to gay rights, Hillary Clinton did not actually support marriage equality until 2012. She has not released a comprehensive plan to combat institutional racism. And when it comes to fighting income inequality and helping the socioeconomically disadvantaged, she refuses to support even a $15 minimum wage, which is not even a living wage in states such as Hawaii, in states like New York, which is crazy, but she doesn't support that. Now, she also implied that she would give more tax breaks to the rich to incentivize them to treat workers better. Yes, because trickle-down economics has always been so successful. So now, turning to Bernie Sanders, he is a longtime civil rights activist and supporter of equality for everyone. He marched with Martin Luther King Jr. He led a civil rights sit-in at the University of Chicago in the 60s and was arrested. He indirectly endorsed marriage equality back in the 80s when he was mayor of Burlington, Vermont. He declared Gay Pride Day and spoke out against homophobia in the 80s, also when he was a mayor. And he also called for equal rights for the LGBT community. Now, his voting record also shows that he stood up for the disadvantaged consistently as a senator. And this doesn't just refer to gay rights. It refers to the marginalized when it comes to ethnicity, and also for the socioeconomically disadvantaged. Now, he's always been an activist for women's rights. Hillary is not the only activist in that regard. And if you look at some articles, well, some journalists are saying that he's actually better when it comes to women's rights if you look at his voting record. Now, when you look at his current policy proposal, he has released the most comprehensive criminal justice reform plan of any candidate in the 2016 race. And he also has a comprehensive plan to help the poor and the middle class. So the fact that Ellen DeGeneres, a gay woman, couldn't even do a quick 5-minute Google search on which candidate would most benefit her own community, that is just completely egregious. Now look, I'm gay, and my community has got to wake up. I see a lot of celebrities such as Jesse Tyler Ferguson from Modern Family all jumping behind Hillary Clinton. But if you're going to still be a one-issue voter when we have all these problems in the country, then at least take the time to do a 5-minute Google search and see which candidate is actually better on the issue that is most important to you. Now, I'm going to play a clip to everyone. Now, I want individuals within my community, the LGBT community, to actually think carefully about this. Does this sound like a person that you want to fight for your rights? Because this clip is from 11 years ago, and she didn't actually change her mind until 2 years ago. So take a look.
I believe that marriage is not just a bond, but a sacred bond between a man and a woman. I have had occasion in my life to defend marriage, to stand up for marriage, to believe in the hard work and challenge of marriage. So I take umbrage at anyone who might suggest that those of us who worry about amending the Constitution are less committed to the sanctity of marriage or to the fundamental bedrock principle that it exists between a man and a woman going back into the mists of history as one of the foundational institutions of history and humanity and civilization, and that its primary principal role during those millennia has been the raising and socializing of children for the society into which they are to become adults.
So the conclusion is pretty clear. Hillary Clinton may be in favor of equality now, but when it comes down to me, someone who I want to fight for my rights, for the disadvantaged, who is for equality, well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to vote for the candidate who's been on the right side of history all along, and that candidate is Bernie Sanders.